Hey there, welcome to Hustle and Heart TV. I'm Darieth Chisolm. You might find my next guest, I don't know, working the runway in a photo shoot or speaking passionately from the stage. But no matter where she's casting her beautiful smile, you can be assured that Dr. Shellie Hipsky is there to inspire you. Dr. Hipsky is a professor at Robert Morris University and author of 5, soon-to-be 6 books, and she's all about encouraging women to live their passion and their purpose. With her 6th book coming out, Common Threads, she's weaving the stories of 100 powerful women together to shed light on common connections that we all share and experience. Dr. Shellie Hipsky, up next on Hustle and Heart TV. You're watching Hustle and Heart TV, a video podcast show that spotlights expert advice from top money earners, successful entrepreneurs, superstar network marketers, and leading authorities in business and marketing. I'm Darieth Chisolm. I'm inviting you into my home, and I'm bridging my own personal success as an entrepreneur, MLMer, news anchor, and now video podcast show host to help you leverage more tools and resources, make more money, and generate more ways to take action, become a rock star, and love your journey. What a fantastic treat. I am sitting here with the one and only Dr. Shellie Hipsky. Thank you so much for being on Hustle and Heart TV.
Thank you for having me, Darieth. This is a joy for me.
It is. It's a joy for me, too. And we get to come right back to the same place at this fabulous place called the Mansion on 5th. We met
right here.
Yeah.
Which is just wild. Yeah. And I remember meeting you, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is this amazingly dynamic, powerful woman, and now to be on your show is just wonderful. It's delightful.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate you being here. So you do a lot here in the Pittsburgh community, and we'll dive into all of that. But really, your mission is about inspiring lives. In fact, a company called Inspiring Lives. Tell us more about that.
Absolutely. So Inspiring Lives is my LLC, and it came from a lifetime of working with people and mentoring and giving back and teaching. I teach at Robert Morris University. I'm in my 10th year there, and I absolutely love it. But I found that when I was writing my books, I'm finished, my 5th one is out on the market, Ordinary People, Extraordinary Planet. And my TV and my radio, everything just kept coming back to this concept of inspiring lives. Whether it be the youngest person or the oldest person or the person in a homeless shelter or somebody that's just making that next step in their business. That's what I'm here to do.
And you knew that, obviously, and so this mission keeps unfolding for you, or what I like to term blooming for you.
Yes.
And you're in this space that allows you to inspire people. How are you doing it person to person?
Person to person. Well, that's the only way you can do it. I think you really have to break it down in one-on-one and work with people and discover who they are and what their goals are and what they can bring to the table. Many times I've brought people into my company to be part of my team, and then they take it and blossom, like you were just saying. So it's all about taking what's natural to yourself and then finding the inspiration, seeking out other people that are doing what you would like to do someday, and then going forth.
So give us your backstory. I mean, obviously Robert Morris.
Yes.
Television show, 5, now almost 6 books.
Yes, yes.
Where did it all come from?
Where did it all come from? That's a great question. I think that there's a couple different slants to that. So my personal mission is to educate, entertain, and inspire internationally. That's who I am at my core. It came from being raised by awesome parents that my dad had one side of the brain, my mother had the other side of the brain, and they both landed right here. My father was a medical doctor for 35 years of a practice, so he had that very analytical mindset. He was a good businessman on top of that. And then my mother ran the local theater when I was growing up, and she had the artistic, the creativity, and put me out on stage at 4 years old, so I have no fear of the cameras and the audiences. So I absolutely love getting out there and just helping make a difference in people's lives.
And so as a child you knew that, but then as a young adult, when you decided to become a professor,
yes,
tell us where that came from.
Well, when I decided to become a professor, I'm an education professor, and that goes way back to when I was in 4th grade. When I was in 4th grade, Darieth, I went on a field trip to a school and workshop for kids with that had developmental delays. And I saw a lot of kids there that I could kind of identify with. And I went home and I said to my mom, I said, Mom, if anybody should have a child who's mentally retarded, it should be me. And she was like, whoa, okay, Shellie.
This is fourth grade.
This is fourth grade. And
okay.
She's like, whoa. Yeah, she's like, go play, honey. And so then she came back, and I came back, and we started talking. She said, maybe someday you'll teach those kids. Maybe you'll work with those kids. And she was spot on. Then I went on to teach a girl her first word, and that just made my heart sing. And I knew that I could inspire movement, I could inspire learning, I could inspire things. And once I got that taste of that at a young age, it was just sky was the limit, and it still is. Just yesterday I was Skyping with South Africa. I have some girls in a power circle there at 2 different schools. One's a more impoverished school and one's a private academy. But I Skype in and I work with those young ladies in the high schools there and help them to be the best that they can be.
And what was that conversation about? What?
You know what? It starts with who I am. It starts with who I am, and then I always get into who they are and what their dreams are. And there was a young girl in one of the classes who said, and she was in the more impoverished school, and she said, you know, someday I want to be a pilot. And I just got this picture of her, like her teacher found a way, once they knew the goal, she found a way to have her pilot an airplane, Darieth, and she's in high school in South Africa. So there are ways. We just have to be able to see that who we can become. And I think that's huge. I have another example of that, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Here in the Pittsburgh shelters, I work a lot with the Homeless Children's Education Fund, as you know, and I go in and do mommy makeovers with my Inspiring Lives team, and we do head-to-toe makeovers. Sally Power, who's with Treasure House Fashion, does the fashions and the jewelry and all the accessories. We had a Live and Spa, Ashley Thompson's company, come in and do full like makeovers on their, you know, give them makeup and do the hair, and it's been amazing to see these women transform. I mean, they're in a homeless shelter, but they're over at Healthy Start, so they have to have their resumes out there, and they have to be creating goals for themselves so that they can get themselves and their children out of these very uncomfortable situations. But it's not until we get them done up and made up and feeling and visually seeing, like in a mirror or on a picture, because we do family portraits too, because, you know, that we're moms, we can take our kids to Target or have a photographer come in. They can't do that, but with Inspiring Lives, we've been able to get them made over and have them take family portraits with their kids, and they can see what it could become.
You are really in the trenches, and often authors,
I love it there.
Professors, you know, they, as astute and acclaimed and brilliant as authors and professors and the studious type can be,
yes.
Sometimes there's a distance. You are in the trenches, working with women hand by hand, changing their lives one person at a time.
Thank you.
That's a great mission.
Thank you. I'm just drawn to it, and I have been for a long time, and there's a real beauty in being in the trenches, like you said, just because it's the reality. And then when you can see somebody rise above, like one of the women that day that we did that mommy makeover I was just discussing. She took my hand, Darieth, take my hand. She took my hand and she said, I said, honey, you look so beautiful. And she just got this tear and she said, but I'm damaged.
Oh.
And I was like, no, we can get you there. And I said, you need to look at yourself and how beautiful you are. And I'm delighted to say that she now has a job with a company in Pittsburgh. I don't know if I can say the name. Well, Giant Eagle. Giant Eagle, you've done a great job, because you gave this beautiful woman a job, and she had a pregnant belly then, and her toddler running around with her in the homeless shelter, and now she is doing fantastic out working her job and providing for her children.
Isn't it incredible when you can look someone in their eyes and hold their hand and inspire them to say, no, but you are, and I can see this in you.
Yes.
You need to see it in yourself and trust and believe in that, and
Absolutely.
then move forward. And oftentimes, because we're all damaged, I mean, nobody's perfect, so
Amen.
we all have problems
Absolutely.
and hang-ups and bang-ups, and there's issues there. But just to have someone else believe in us can sometimes just be that little bit that we need to push us forward and start making new changes in our lives.
Yes, definitely.
So we're going to take a break, but when we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about your new book that you're writing.
Wonderful. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Common Threads.
Common Threads, how that's going, and some of the more interesting people that you've been interviewing as a part of that. So we'll get back into that conversation with Shellie when we come back. Stay with us. Are you looking for a way to advertise your business, product, or service? Why not do it here on Hustle and Heart TV? We'd be happy to send you our media kit for show sponsorship and advertising. Reach out to us at info@dariethchisolm.com or give us a call at 412-692-1600 and we'll send you a media kit with all the information.
Do you dread going to work every day? Stuck in a dead-end job? Hi, I'm Daryl Warden of the Miles Group. I love my career and you can too. We're looking for people who like to go to work, have a great time, take control of their schedules, and take charge of their lives.
I worked in food service and I never knew that I could be happy, help people, and make great money.
We will train you, help you get your license. If you want to work amongst friends and make great money, call Team Warden at the Miles Group.
The Pink House, a 100-year-old attraction filled with the sweet, yummy smell of award-winning Wagner's chocolate. This unique boutique is unlike any candy shop you've ever experienced. The indulgent aroma delights you as you wander from room to room, and you'll discover Wagner's is more than just chocolate. Shop for your own candy-making supplies. Visit the gift shop, book your next party, and be a kid again in the fun ice cream parlor, where they serve hot and cold drinks and Hershey's ice cream. The signature chocolates are handmade with care and attention to detail. You'll be amazed at the favorite offerings that keep generations returning to this family-owned gem. Chocolate-covered pretzels and Twinkies, caramel apples, homemade biscotti, and so much more. This family-friendly experience is worth the stop in Finleyville to experience a 37-year-old tradition. Or order online at thepinkhouse.biz and give a call to 724-348-2238. So I know what it takes to write a book. At least I think I do, because I haven't even gotten one published. It's taking me forever to do it, and you've got 5 and another one that's coming out. Common Threads.
Yes.
What's that book about, and really what's giving you the impetus to now write a 6th book?
Okay, so my last book was my first inspirational book, and it was an amazing journey to write it. The other ones were more academic since I'm a professor. So I had that whole publish or perish mentality. So
it's so hard to publish.
I had to publish, so, but I absolutely, I love writing, so it's pretty easy for me. When it came to Ordinary People, Extraordinary Planet, it almost wrote itself just because of the people that I was interviewing. I was able to connect with people from a radio show at the time called Ordinary People, Extraordinary Planet, and utilize their stories and then sort of make it my own for this book. It was all people that had conquered obstacles in their life and then went on to help other people. And then it really focused in on the charities that they were helping as well. So we could spotlight them, and people reading the books. You could read a chapter a day, and you read a chapter, you learn about a person's life, and you also learn about a charity that you could potentially help. So that was a wonderful book to write and to go on the book tour for, those type of things. But I really found that through Ordinary People, Extraordinary Planet and through Inspiring Lives with Dr. Shellie, the TV show that I had, that I was really connecting with a lot of women, connecting to their hearts, connecting with their personalities, and I started to interview them and get their stories, and that turned into Empowering Women, the radio show that I have now, and it's been amazing. I've been able to interview women from New Zealand, from Africa, from China, like all over the world that are they're top in their fields. From a Broadway star to head of major industry, I've been able to interview them. And that is really just very naturally flowing into common threads, wherein I'm going to look at what these women are doing, because everybody's like, what makes Darieth Chisolm tick? How did you get to who you are today? And find out from almost 100 women what makes them tick, how they found success, whatever success means to them, and then find those common threads so that everyone else can find their own pattern and find their own success.
You know, there is that statement that success leaves clues, and there are often common threads or commonalities that successful people share, or that you can see in successful traits.
Absolutely.
So what are you seeing as that is beginning to emerge? So for our viewers,
yes,
and those people that,
a little
that
sneak
are,
peek.
right, watching and listening, and since our show is definitely about driving towards, hustling towards your success,
yes,
what are you finding that is some of the common threads around that?
Okay, so we are still in the beginning phases, but I definitely see that a lot of the women have been through some type of hardship. They've been through something that knocked them down so hard, and maybe somebody told them along the way, you're not going to get back up, or you're not going to be able to reach these high heights. But they took that, and it drove them. They were like, okay, I got this. I'm going to make this happen. No matter how far down they were dropped at one point, they climb even higher, which is just brilliant to see. I think they all have a passion for what it is they're doing. I know you have a passion for fitness and wellness and women business owners and on those things, and that shines through who you are. And so I have similar passion for what I'm doing, and all these women, they have this niche area that they've taken and they've grown it, and they've exposed it to the world, let it out into the universe, which is a wonderful thing.
Isn't it great when you identify what that gift is,
Yes,
what your passion is, and then you learn to unleash it?
Yes.
And you do it in a way that you're not timid or fearful. I guess I should say you do it in spite of the fear, because
Yes,
it's always going to be there.
absolutely,
and you really lunge towards making that happen.
Definitely.
When you work with women, and when you work with people in general,
Yes,
and they start to face the fear and the doubt that is inevitably holding them back, what are some of the core issues that you look at to help them bust past it?
I think that when they're dealing with those fears, they have to, first of all, accept that it's there. I mean, there's some people, sometimes you're like, oh, that's not really bothering me, and you just try to brush it aside, but it's still there. So I think identifying the fear, identifying the bigger picture vision of what you want, because once you figure that out, that's going to be so much bigger and grander and more amazing than any little fear could be. And you just need to be able to ding, get rid of that fear. So I think that if you can keep your eye on the prize as opposed to the fear and the worry, then you're going to go far.
Often we talk about fear in the show, and I use it, and I say the big F word, but I have a new big F word these days, and it's not that other F word, but it's really around forgiveness.
Yes.
And sometimes what holds people back is the fact that they've just not learned to forgive those people or circumstances or things that interrupted their success in the past.
Absolutely. Forgiveness is a huge thing, and I learned that when I was writing Ordinary People, Extraordinary Planet. My first chapter in that is Roy Juarez Jr. He's on the Homeless by Choice tour. He's spoken to over 100,000 people around the country. He was homeless as a teenager with his brothers and sisters. And I sat down to write in his voice. All these people in my book, I write in their voice. I sat down and I thought I nailed it, Darieth. I thought, oh my gosh, I got this guy figured out, and I wrote it and I sent it off to him, and I expected he was going to be, wow, that's me. He was like, we need to change this. That is not me. He's like, I have forgiven. And I was like, you forgive it? You were homeless? You had parents that would and you were homeless and you've forgiven? And he said, yes. And that moment of realization that you can forgive even when really hard stuff has happened to you was huge for me. And then going back and working with his words that I heard in the radio interview and putting it into his voice for the whole chapter, that was a huge growing experience for me, because I had to look through that lens of forgiveness, and that was big.
And
it
teaches people that too,
it
because
does.
you could take his story and his experience, learn from it for yourself, but then gift that to other people.
Yes.
Help them understand the meaning of forgiveness, and then allow them to be inspired by it.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm just going to keep on doing as long as I'm on this planet.
So let's talk a little bit about how you leverage the things in your life. You're obviously very busy on this planet.
Yes, I am.
And I'm sure there are a few things that you point to in terms of leveraging. So just give us maybe a minute or two of just, I don't know, tools, resources, things to allow you to continue to walk in your greatness, but make life a little easier.
Yes, absolutely. So I think that establishing a team is vital. When I first started the TV show, I had my Inspiring Lives team, and they were just fantastic. Those people have changed and morphed and gone on to do their own great things, which is a blessing. That's one of the things that I wanted for those people. But now I have a whole new team of people that have been helping me out, and some that I don't want anybody to watch this and say, wait a minute, I'm still helping you out, Dr. Shellie. But so I think that having a team is very important. Finding the right mentor is vital. That was my fourth book, was Mentoring Magic, Pick the Card for Your Success. And I really believe in that. I think that if you have the right mentor and you utilize that mentor, and it's a reciprocal relationship, meaning that both people can learn from it, that's a very positive thing.
The award-winning Savoy restaurant has become synonymous with fine dining, upscale ambiance, and a great destination for local and national celebrities to enjoy the night in style. The Savoy has won multiple Savor Pittsburgh awards for its delicious menu. Our wine list was awarded Wine Spectator's 2012 Award of Excellence, and the Savoy has also won the American Institute of Architects' People's Choice Award for its beautiful architecture and design. For dinner reservations and more info, log on to savoypgh.com.
So what steps have you taken lately to take your business to a whole nother level? Or are you stuck or stalled? I'd love to hear from you. So send me an email at info@dariethchisolm.com, or you can like me on Facebook at Darieth Chisolm or on Twitter at Darieth Chisolm, and share your journey. Ask me a question, give me a topic or two, or a potential show guest. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Welcome to Smoke Cigar Shop and Lounge. Come smoke your ash off. Come for the knowledge and stay for the experience. With 15 years in the cigar business, we are here to help you find just the right cigar for you or a gift for someone else. We have cigars to fit any budget and palate, from super premium to hard-to-find boutique brands. A comfortable lounge to enjoy your cigars, free Wi-Fi, and BYOB with cork fee. Sit back and relax and get the full experience. There's always a lot going on at Smoke Cigar Shop: sports, news, great conversation, or meetings with your coworkers. To stay on top of all of our events and specials, visit us at smokecigarshop.com or on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Smoke Cigar Shop. Download our app at the App Store or Google Play Store. We're open 10 to 9 during the week and until 10 Friday and Saturday, Sunday 12 to 5. Remember, Smoke Cigar Shop and Lounge. Smoke your ash off with fine butts and hot ashes.
Hi, I'm Becky Auer, and I help small business owners get their profits through the roof. And you're watching Hustle on Heart TV.
So as you know, part of our show, we focus on 4 areas: leadership, leverage, lifestyle, and loving your journey. And we've talked about some leveraging things, team building, having a mentor. You're clearly a leader, and the things that you're doing speak volumes to your leadership. But let's talk a little bit about lifestyle.
Yes.
With a busy schedule like the one that you have, with a family and all of the other things, how do you balance, and what for you is stellar lifestyle, or something that just makes all of this worth doing?
Oh, great question. So I think I tend to combine things a lot, which helps me out. One of my favorite things to do in the world is to be on stage. And that's playtime for me. Like I said, I was raised in the theater. So when I do my charitable works, it's often on stage. I did the Fabulous 40s fundraiser and Taste of Broadway fundraiser, and I do that to support the Homeless Children's Education Fund. I raised over $100,000 for the homeless kids of Pittsburgh through these different fundraisers that I do. And I get to play. I get to go up there and sing all that jazz or do whatever I want to do, and do my dances and singing and songs and get the audience worked up and just have a blast. So I think that combining those loves is a wonderful thing. It's a real blessing that I'm able to do that.
You're living your journey, and you're living it in a way that allows you to be expressive on stage, but still working, from the semantics, if you will, or in the trenches, as we talked about earlier. And to have that playfulness is important.
It is.
What would be other things that are important to just having a good life or living a good lifestyle?
I think living in the moment. I think, especially with my kiddos. I mean, I listen to Jacob over my kids, and just when we have those, whether they're quiet moments or silly moments, that for me is success. Like just being able to look at them blossoming and growing themselves, that's a beautiful thing.
We talk about loving our journey and loving it from the standpoint of balancing the bad things. And so, and I never really like to talk about bad stuff, but it happens to all of us, right? We all have challenges and hang-ups. And so in the process of becoming all that you are, I would assume you faced some challenges.
Absolutely.
Share with us one or two, maybe even one or two that you didn't think you were going to get past and you did. Or maybe you didn't.
Well, okay, so there's two things that kind of come to mind. First of all, I got the Best Businesswoman in Pittsburgh award from the Women's Small Business Association, and I've been written up as a top entrepreneur, but I never thought of myself as a businesswoman. Like, I'm an educator. That's who I am. I have my doctorates in educational leadership. I'm a professor. That's who I am. So a lot of the business acumen, a lot of the nuts and bolts, I had to learn as I was going along. I never had a class, like an MBA class or anything like that. And so I think that has been a bit of a challenge for me as a businesswoman.
And let's stop there, because a lot of entrepreneurs are stuck there.
Yes.
You have these visions, this dream. You want to go unleash your passion, and then when you get out there, the practical step-by-steps that you need to have into place to run a business often fall short, which is why sometimes people are not successful at the things that they do.
Absolutely.
How'd you get past that?
Reading, talking, mentors out there. I just got out there and tried to figure it out. And it wasn't always perfect. It never is. But I was able to establish a business and to make it my own and to help other people and to meet my mission.
What do you like being more, an educator or a businesswoman?
People always ask me those things.
Really? I would say an actress or someone on stage, but that's fun. So
that is fun. That is fun. I got to tape the new the new Vin Diesel movie the other day, and that was a blast because it's fun acting. Wow. Okay, educator or
businesswoman. Oh. She pauses.
See, well, because I always think mommy. That's my favorite job. Being the mom is my favorite job. So if I had to pick out of any of the jobs I do, that's my favorite. Being able to educate them and to show them the ropes of everything. So yeah, I think it goes back to my kids and showing them who they can be down the road.
And for all the moms that are watching, because it is tough, whether you are pursuing education or business or stage or film or whatever it is, and you've got kids, you've got to balance. You have to figure it out.
Absolutely. It is a balancing act. It's a juggling act. I think of it as a three-ring circus. I kind of got, the education here and the businesswoman here, and the entertainer here. But I'm the ringleader, and I'm just keeping them all going. And okay, focus your eyes over here, focus your eyes over here, and let's do it over here.
And here's a magic trick. I'm
exactly.
pulling a bunny out of a hat again. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you have help with them? I mean, how do you manage just their schedules and all the things that are occurring in your personal life?
I have wonderful parents that help out. I am a single mom, and I have some wonderful people that pitch in, but a lot of it's me running around in my car making it happen and my daughter enjoys doing a lot of this stuff, like in the homeless shelters. I take her there, we give out blankets, she plays with the babies. I mean, so I just kind of take my kids with me, and we make things happen together.
What's been your biggest aha moment? You probably have had lots of them, because often when you think and you write and you talk with people, things pop up.
Yes.
But what has been your biggest aha moment to date?
My biggest aha moment to date would have to be that I can, and I have, and I will, and I'll continue to. That there's nothing that's going to keep me down. And I like to impart that onto other people.
That's clear. I mean, between the books and the shows, that this is all about, you know, I can, I will.
Yes.
Yes. Watch me.
Yeah, watch me.
Yeah, and let me show you. Let me show you how to live an inspired life.
Absolutely. And if I'm doing that, that just warms my heart so much. So I'm glad that people are seeing that.
Where does it go from here? What's next for you? We're, you know, obviously, you know, headed into 2015, and yes. You know, if you're a big dreamer and you plan 5-10 years out, what's next for you, Dr. Shellie?
Wow, let's see. So definitely the book, the Common Threads book, my 6th book, and I feel like that's really going to make some waves. Whenever I talk to women, they're not only can I be in the book, it's when can I get the book? Like, so when can I get the Common Threads book so that I can find that for myself? So that to me is powerful. That they'll be able to. It's almost like a mentor in a book. I have so many mentors. I'm sure that you have mentors. I know that you mentor other young women, I'm sure. But to have all those voices of those women to be able to pass on to my daughter, to other people, it'll be exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. So
that'll fill up most of your days.
You know, my best friend always says she never knows what I'm going to be doing, but she knows it's going to be big and it's going to be awesome. So there's always more to come.
We like to squeeze out in our final 2 minutes or so just 2 points, 2 tips for us: a hustle tip and a heart tip. What would you share with our audience around those 2 things?
Okay, so a hustle and a heart. Okay, so with hustle, you got to go big or go home. And I know that's a little cliche, but you have to be able to envision as big as you can and go for it. Find it, manifest it, make it happen. And with the heart, just be true to yourself. Be true to who you are. What do you bring to the table? And then go out there and show the world. And I look forward to seeing it or helping you with it.
Shellie, I can't wait to get my hands on your new book. I know it's going to be powerful and impactful, and a lot of women will enjoy reading it. If you'd like to get more information about Dr. Shellie Hipsky, you can go straight out to our website, hustleandhearttv.com. Search her name and her show notes page. There you will find a link to the book as well as to her website and some other resources that she has for you. We've got more for you on Hustle and Heart TV, so don't go anywhere. And I'd love to hear from you. Send me an email if you're interested in getting more details about our show, perhaps interested in advertising with us or sponsorship. We'll be sure to send you all those details. Stay with us.
Bad things happen to good people. Accidents, serious injuries, or even death. When they do, families call Frank Walker Law, where we fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Hard-hitting representation when you need it the most. A real law firm getting real results.
Hi, I'm Jan, rappreneur extraordinaire. What does that mean? It means days filled with friendships, a job that's all about fun, and a life of freedom. But it wasn't always this way. Not long ago, I was a stressed out working mom with a boring job just trying to make ends meet, when I saw this amazing picture on Facebook. It said if I had just $25 and 45 minutes, this crazy wrap thing could tighten, tone, and firm my skin. I thought, no way, those results are unbelievable. So I had to try it. I went to a wrap party, and in just 45 minutes, I was experiencing those unbelievable results for myself. I found out I could join the party with my own website, have my own parties, and make some fast cash by having fun with my friends. I shared it with my Facebook friends and they all wanted to try it. I just followed the company's simple 3 steps to success. And before I knew it, I was earning free wraps and cash, and having a blast doing it. Best of all, the checks kept getting bigger and bigger every month. I was able to pay off my credit cards and student loans with this crazy wrap thing. Now I've quit my job. I'm able to spend more time with my kids, and my family is living debt-free. I've got the life I've always dreamed of, and you can have it too. To start redreaming your life, join the party today. It's simple. Try it. You'll like it. It works.
Have you tried that crazy wrap thing? Get details at simplesuccessfromhome.com or call 412-692-1600.